Get ready, get set, and hold on. You're in for one heck of a ride. Good morning, and welcome to the Mouth of Matuszak Show. And I'm your host, Paul-Gregory Matuszak, for today, Freedom Friday.
Mr. America, look what you've done.
Yeah, looking at the country is not what I intended. Gotta start to make a change before the never-ending story of a failed nation runs straight out of luck. Like $1,000,000 Tyler Perry movies, you suck. All your little have life, you're still selfish and want more voting in your self-interest now instead of the core principles that made this country both honest and true. Free to speak, worship, pursuit of your happiness too. With all the money you fly, you gon' be needing a big freeze. Hate the size of the Fed like Jesus hated the fig tree. As the spending goes up, you gotta borrow some more. Borrowing from the Chinese like, oh my lord. Instead you just tax more, you're increasing the size of the federal government. Yeah, the Georgia surprise, you'll be done like Detroit. Man, no, you ain't coming back. Forget it, I'm out, I'm muzzle loading.
Mr. America, look what you've done. You trade your liberty and sovereignty for lies and promises. Mr. America, don't you run away.
Don't do it.
Up and face the problems, you'll be great again.
Yeah.
I'm tired of rolling over in my grave every day, making a monarchy of my beloved U.S. of A. Your little glitches need reminding of what we were before, and the sits that led us up to revolutionary war. High taxes to the throne without a voice of our own. Rule top down from the crime we wanted left alone. Oh, y'all so soft, you're taking it year after year. We were fighting red coats while we're brewing our beer. Now I'm drinking, spitting ciphers through a grill made of wood. That's how it all went down in G-Dub's neighborhood. Packing cabin balls like powder hammers with cock, lock, click, clack. The loss of backs like the attack, us like that. The chicken littles who don't know me, listen, don't let it twist. We kick the A's of the B's for much less than this. So don't deny the historical climbing out of the mud. Follow me, believe this creed, plant the seeds and be free. America, look what you've done. You trade your liberty and sovereignty for lies and promises. Mr. America, don't you run away. You pick up pieces up and face the problems, you'll be great again. Mr.
Woman said 85 when it's really a 12. Hear me, classes in session, you can't be safe by the bell. What happens when you keep printing more dough? Both parties have gone green like their name was Al Gore. Yeah, but right now you're high. Hey, ain't you big hitter? But now I'm back from the dead. I'm bringing back all my knickers. What knickers? No, it's okay. I can say knickers because I wear knickers. Man, you think I say that? What's wrong with you? I'm just talking about my show back then. I rock with my shoe. But let's go back to the first point I was trying to make. The degradation of our freedoms and our country at stake. The government's getting grand while private sector grows smaller. Pour one out for your homies, cause here comes the cold water. Unemployment still rising, our debt's growing still. The only change you're gonna get is being left with the bill.
Mr. America, look what you've done. You trade your liberty and sovereignty for lies and promises. Mr. America, don't you run away. You pick up pieces up and face the problems, you'll be great again. Mr. America, whoa, whoa. Mr. America, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Hit it. Freedom Friday. Powdered zombies, kick the day off with some Mr. America coming at you. A song written by Chris Lash and his buddy, his partner in crime, as it were, Steve Crowder. We got a little bit more news about Crowder to talk about it a little bit later on. Kind of promote a little bit of it earlier, and I caught a little bit of it earlier too. I'll let you know what I thought. Kind of my critique of the man as he comes back to work. Anyway, history lesson. Oh wait, you have no idea what's going on here. Yes, folks, I'm here. I'm juiced up. I'm drinking my crunk juice. My get it all up and going. Yeah, I've got a extra large cup of Rev coffee sitting next to me. The aroma is great, and that caffeine is kicking. I am nicotine free, so it's all caffeine, all me, all you, and all you stuck with me, your host, Paul-Gregory Matuszak, for the better part of an hour this morning. So, what's so special about this day in history? Well, 1967, there was a TV show started called The Monkees. Yeah. So there you go. So, this day in history, I had a TV show with the American Beatles, so to speak. Hey, I liked the show. I thought it was funny. I liked some of the music. Neil Diamond wrote some of the songs. So, but that's not what I'm referring to. We will not be having a show tomorrow, folks. It's the weekend, and we like our time with our family. So, you're going to be deprived. You can always listen to the podcasts over and over again if you're going to miss me over the weekend. So you can get a touch of my voice as it compels you and delves deep into your patriotic soul. But, folks, with a little bit of seriousness here, I am a history buff. And 200 years ago, well, almost, it will be 200 years on tomorrow. So, tomorrow is the 200th anniversary of the writing of a poem that got sent to a drinking song that eventually, in 1931, was officially named our national anthem. That's right. Tomorrow is the 200th anniversary of the writing of the Star Spangled Banner, which was, of course, was written as the warships were bombarding Fort McHenry. Is it McHenry or Fort Henry? You know what, folks? The history buff is going to go and actually look, and it is Fort McHenry. And the flag that flew over the fort, that's famous from the song, is actually on display at the Smithsonian Institute. So, the Fort McHenry is in Baltimore Harbor. So, Baltimore, folks. Where's Baltimore? Maryland, right? So, it was the Battle of Baltimore just a couple of weeks after the British sailed up the Potomac and burnt down Washington, D.C. So, folks, you're not the first people to come up with that idea. But, you know, it's only happened once. Thankfully. And it was a foreign invading force that did it. And, of course, we're talking about the War of 1812. And it's called the War of 1812 because that's when it started. But it was in 1814, on September 13th, 1814, that during the Battle of Baltimore, the Fort McHenry in Baltimore Harbor was being pounded. It was pounded for 25 hours straight from rocket bombardments coming from British warships. And there was a 35-year-old lawyer. Yes, one of those lawyer people by the name of Francis Scott Key. He was arrested a week earlier as he went on board the flagship of the British fleet in Chesapeake Bay. And he was there trying to get the British to release a friend who had been arrested, and he was basically going in and being a public defender, so to speak. And instead of letting the friend go, they kept Key under guard. And during the barrage of Fort McHenry, Princess got Key, who watched and waited and watched and waited. And in the morning, when the flag was still flying over there, he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. He also wrote a letter kind of discussing it and how he felt on the morning of September 14th, the very next day, when he saw that the American flag was still there, and how it just overtook him. The sheer emotion of, we didn't fall to this barrage of fire and brimstone and hell. And what resulted was 4 verses. We only hear one of them, folks, whenever we go to the ballparks or what have you. But there were actually 4 verses, known verses. There may have been more. I've been trying to research because I've heard there's been as many as 6, but I've heard 4 verses. So, without further ado, since y'all are here to listen to my voice, no, you're not. You're here to get news and information, and you may enjoy the way I put it out. But I know my voice is made for print, just like my face is made for radio. So, to prove it, I'm going to sing the national anthem. If you all rise with me, and I will attempt to sing the first verse. Oh, say can... Are yours waiting yet? Alright, folks, I'm going to save you. Let's try a better rendition. This is the Cactus Cuties singing the U.S. national anthem from a couple of years ago. So, listen in and enjoy to our national anthem. And please rise, folks, and present honors. So, folks, which do you think that applause is for? The song, our freedom, or those 4 young ladies who were belting out that great rendition of our national anthem? I think it was all the above. But those 4 young ladies are they have been a Texas mainstay since the early 2000s, and now they're no longer called the Cactus Cuties. They're now 33 North, I think is what they call themselves. But they're also no longer the young ladies they used to be when they were performing back in 2007, 2008, 2009. They were all not quite yet teenagers, and now they're all in their mid to late teens. So, but their voices are angelic, and there's rumors of a couple of changes in the lineup and stuff, but it doesn't matter. We'll still listen to their older renditions. They've done quite a few other songs, and they've appeared in many other places. They've performed here in San Antonio at Spurs games, doing the Star Spangled Banner as well as halftime shows. Same with the Houston Texans, with their football games, and of course the Dallas Cowboys. And with the Dallas Cowboys, them being, in quotes, America's team, of course that means they've also gotten some national spotlight there, being put up and put out on the national stage at the beginning of NFL games. Both with them, of course, with the Houston Texans as well. But Cowboys have a little bit more staying power. And as famous as the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are, I would rather go to watch a Cowboys game to catch the Cactus Cuties do the national anthem and then sing their show and at halftime, if they do one then, than it would be to watch the overly painted young ladies dance around in skimpy outfits and shake pom-poms. You know, I'm a man, and I'm a straight man. Okay, nothing against those of you who aren't, but I'll admit that I do like to look at the female figure, just like I'm sure, if probed enough, most women would admit they like to look at handsome men. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a music lover and a lover of my country, I would actually prefer hearing the Cactus Cuties than seeing the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Just me. But then again, I'm a married man, so if I need to see a little bit more, if I need to see somebody dance around and shake something in skimpy outfits, I have a wife who on occasion will do that. If I'm really, really good. Which means, folks, it don't happen all that often. But it does happen. Hey, we're human. And no, I will not post pictures. The free-range Texan is a free-range Texan, and yeah. Get your minds out of the gutter. Anyway, to round up, hey, we're almost done with the first segment already. So, as I said, that's the story behind. Well, I'll give you a little bit of the story behind. Yeah, how about that? It was a lawyer. Just real quick. Hey, Schlichter. See? Lawyers can actually do something. I've got to give Kurt a hard time when he listens, because Kurt Schlichter is a friend of mine, and Kurt has written several decent books to include his latest. And if you haven't read it, I don't know what you're waiting for, because it's a great book, regardless of what your political ideology is. Conservative Insurgency is a great book to read. Good work of fiction. Anyway, I hinted that I had a little bit more news about Crowder. Good old Steven Crowder. So those of you who haven't heard the show, earlier versions of the show this week, haven't heard, but Crowder's back, doing a little bit more. And I guess we have Dana Lash to thank for that one. But he's back in the mix.
It's been a long road. When people ask me why I took so much time away, I didn't know how to answer them. When they asked me if I was coming back, I still didn't know how to answer them. Yeah, I'd been injured pretty severely to the point walking was even hard. I had other business ventures going on, but that wasn't it. I just didn't want it. I didn't know if it's what I wanted to do anymore. I never stopped believing in the same ideals, but having peeked behind the curtain, I kind of stopped believing in the movement. I stopped believing in people, because this is a monumental time in history.